It's been more than 2 weeks since the Nampa School District shed some books off their library shelves simply because the content inside was deemed too controversial to be read to or by children. The decision that passed in a 3-2 vote was made by 5 members, mostly who are volunteers, not teachers. And as it turns out, the educators themselves don't feel like they had a say in this decision. Here's Katya Stepovic.
On May 11th, the Nampa School Board voted to remove 22 books forever in their libraries across the district.
There should be more dialogue, not less.
Some of the books include The Kite Runner, Handmaid's Tale, and Perks of Being a Wallflower.
That won't happen now with these books, at least for now.
Brian Coffey is an English teacher at Nampa High School and has been for over 6 years. He's also president of the Nampa Education Association. And today he spoke to KTVB on behalf of Nampa, Caldwell, Valley View, Cuna, and Mountain Home Education Associations about their response to the school board's decision on banning books.
The biggest problems is the process itself, and that it was a unilateral decision that was made that didn't really involve much of any kind of due process. When it comes to exposing kids to controversial or sensitive topics, the issue to me is again, educators are able to manage that. We have processes in place. It's not like all these books we're just going to fall off the shelves and hit some kid on the head. There are options that we have for kids, who maybe don't want to be exposed to certain material. And so all of that has been really kind of just squashed and stomped on.
What's the general feeling among, other educators within your school district?
The consensus is that this is not the way to engage in addressing controversial issues. To think that just, again, stomping on these books is somehow going to fix it is generally regarded as a bad educational decision.
What does it mean for the future of these children?
Our kids come from incredibly challenging circumstances and environments and normalize incredibly difficult life topics. And so the idea that we can't talk about books is pretty disheartening. That students have their own First Amendment rights. And so in a state like Idaho, where there's this huge push for enforcing freedom and our individual rights, students have rights as well.
Coffey says there needs to be more discussion about controversial topics. He says that is what education is all about.
The idea that the problem this day and age is books and that teenagers are running to the library to get information is approaching the absurd when they mostly have cell phones that give them access to all of human knowledge for all of history and, at an instant.
If a decision to pull books commonly used in curriculum was made without the okay from educators, he wonders what's next.
What I want to see is that our own school board and other school boards, across the valley and across the state are not afraid of engaging in open, honest dialogue about controversial issues. In Nampa, just because the board maybe can take this action doesn't mean that they should. It doesn't mean that it's the best decision. It doesn't mean that it's actually solved anything.
I know, Katya, that when they made this decision a couple weeks ago, there was a discussion about the process and how they came to this decision. But yet we have yet to hear from anyone on the Nampa School Board to kind of talk to us about how they came to this decision.
Yeah, and we're going to talk to them, I think, next week, right?
That's the plan, yes.
Yeah, and it's offensive to a lot of educators who say, excuse me, there are processes where we actually do get permission from parents on certain instances, and there's a way to go around this other than just taking them, off of our shelves. And I just want to tell our viewers, when we did this story a couple weeks ago, our team reached out to most of Idaho's school districts, and only 2 of them, Bonneville and West Ada, banned books, totaling 3. Now this is 22. They virtually sweep the shelves comparably. So
yeah, it was a quick and it was just a vast array of books, and got a little pushback from the community. And again, we tried to ask the Nampa School Board, and members, we were told the only person that could speak would be the president of the school board, and if we do talk to him next week, that will be 3 weeks after this decision was made.
Love to hear what they have to say.
All right, thanks, Katya.